This video is brought to you by Midway USA. Support the channel by choosing Midway for your shooting and outdoor supplies.
How long's it been, Josh? How long's it been?
More than a minute.
More than 6 months. Well, I've shot my pistol within the last 6 months. I haven't actually gone to the range and pushed myself on pistols.
Yeah, same.
For the last 6 months.
Yep, same.
MP5, on the other hand, well, you guys will see MP5 content very, very soon. So, what are we shooting? I've got my P99 here, my carry piece.
Glock 19 here.
All right, 6 months. You want to see? Oh, if I had to draw on a 25-meter target. Let's do 25 to start, eh?
All right.
The best cold start target, you see.
Hey! 4 for 4 over here.
I got 3.
I heard some tinks over there too.
I could not discern whether the mine were tinks or they were yours, but.
Oh, I pushed it too far.
A little slower than I remember in my mind what I could do, as it usually is a little slower in real life, unfortunately. So, we did a little bit of pistol. Before I even want to jump into this, I want a little bit of a performance enhancement.
Oh, okay.
9mm. Much better. Yeah? So,
I mean, you can tell the cadence of the shots are dramatically different.
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
well, that brings us to the subject of this episode, really.
Hey, are you guys enjoying hanging out on range with us? Well, maybe you'd like to join the Patreon and hop into the private Discord. We'll see you guys there. Let's get back to it.
Which is the immense and radical depreciation of handgun skill as compared to rifle skill, or that nice little tasty middle ground.
yeah, well, it's
the
just something
PDW.
that, I mean, it's just something, when you're talking about pistol skills degrading, and they do degrade very, very fast.
So fast.
I mean, like, you were a masterclass pistol.
Right on the edge, yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, regardless, I was nowhere even close to a master, right? But still, I was proficient. I was confident in making a shot like this. Every single shot on a cadence that I knew. I knew where my shots would drop into. 6 months after, I forget. I don't.
Well, and even if, like, obviously, you know, like, we're going to put the dot on the target, we're going to put our sights on the target, we know where to hold sights, but it's crazy how much you forget the inputs of like trigger control on a handgun, and how hard or how easy it is rather to displace the sights without realizing you're doing it when you press handgun triggers. It's really incredible.
Yeah, but then, like, during the fated summer of 2020, I mean, I think I put mine together before 2020, but I was finally able to convince Josh to buy something that I've been over the moon about. No, he would not buy the Enfields. No, he would not buy the Mausers.
You've been working on me getting an MP5 for like 7 years.
But it's, right? You're able...
Yes, your speed, your ability to employ this, just even, again, I haven't shot like close range anything in months because we've been focused out on the long range shooting distance, practicing precision stuff. And so coming back, picking up the handgun, I'm actually like pretty proud of myself to be able to go like 4 for 4 on 25 on a C-zone and go, that wasn't like fast, but it also wasn't like horrific.
I mean, but there's no pride in doing that with this, right? It's not about pride. Like, this is just mechanical.
I mean, dumb.
Yeah.
And that was slow. I could have shot that a lot faster. I could feel it.
So I would say, because this is a gun channel, I'm sure people would nerd out on what these things are. No, these are not standard MP5Ks. But so Josh and I both put together our MP5Ks where I focused on hyper concealment. And Josh is trying to balance it somewhere in between, because this is your only MP5, obviously. You want it to kind of fill a limited duty role is what
I wanted it to be able to be suppressible, and I wanted it to be something that I could run suppressed. But even moreover than that, Henry, I actually ended up, after having shot this quite a bit, it was something where I actually found it would be really effective for my wife.
Yeah, okay, yes. So we talked about that earlier, because your wife, you were trying to find something for her that she would be comfortable shooting. And of course, Josh being Josh, it was like the ARs. Was it like the longer ARs or the shorter ARs? Or the AR in this caliber or the AR in that caliber? And I was like, dude, Josh.
Well, look, one of the pet peeves I have, and we're going to tangent off of the effectiveness of PDWs for a second.
Okay.
But one of the pet peeves I have is when so many of the women who get involved into shooting are directed down this horrifically incorrect path of getting some really small, tiny little pocket rocket type gun, because it's like, well, it needs to be small enough that you're going to be able to carry it, or you can fit it in your purse or whatever else, and you don't want it too big because you have smaller hands, this and that, all of this nonsense.
Fit this in a large purse?
I mean, your man purse right here.
Would you like to see it in? It's not a purse. It's a purse. So this is my purse.
So all of this to say, they're directed down this horrific path so often. I see it all the time. All my wife's friends are down that path as well, where they have these little subcompacts. Dude, I don't like shooting subcompacts. I don't practice with subcompacts. It sucks.
Yeah.
They're so awful to shoot. Never mind, I get that maybe that would be the thing you're going to carry, but what we know is training is paramount. You got to be able to get out and train, and you get 10 rounds into a pocket rocket, and it's like, this sucks. I want nothing to do with this. And you see demoralization in the desire to train. So I have my wife on an AR-9, which was my old PCC gun, but even that, it was a 14.5-inch barrel. It's not a heavy gun, but she's a tiny person, and holding that gun out there all day, she's getting tired. And I get in an immediate emergency situation, she could do it no problem. But the point is being able to get out and train and practice with it. And she picked this up and was like, oh, wow, because the balance is all obviously way closer. She can shoot it suppressed. It doesn't have the major concussion of the 5.56, so it's a little bit less alarming. And look, I have no idea if that's just her specifically, or if that's something that would extrapolate wider, but I know for me and for her, it's something that she's actually really liked shooting this as over 5.56 guns, and definitely over handguns.
I mean, the recoil is so light on the MP5s, and quite frankly, that's something that you and I have identified after shooting a lot of MP5s.
It's just so pleasant and easy to shoot, and again, when it comes down to training, especially if there's somebody, guy or gal, who's not really keen to go out and train, this is something that allows you to just completely change the ball game on that.
Yeah. So one thing, it's good that you brought up the topic of using these things in a self-defense role, though. Because one thing that people don't think about, and I really think that the MP5K, specifically the MP5K and not the full size, has really peaked on the PDW category. It's actually got a barrel length that is fairly comparable to a pistol's barrel length.
Right.
And hear me out on this. Ammunition, defensive ammunition specifically, is developed with a certain feet per second velocity in mind, right? So it's actually better to use defensive ammunition through a barrel length that pushes similar velocity as a pistol than it is a longer barreled 9mm. Like the full-size MP5s are 8.9 inches. What happens is you end up pushing your projectiles too fast, and the hollow points when they get too much velocity, they start breaking up faster. So your penetration is actually decreased.
Which is an interesting contrast against those of us who are spent, myself included. I actually hadn't really heard that until you were telling me about it the other day. Is I'm used to 5.56 guns where higher velocity, better. Higher velocity, better. More gas, more fragmentation, more lethality or more damage imparted on the target.
Yeah, but specifically, this is because we're trying to run hollow points.
Right.
Expanding cartridges or expanding projectiles. Drop a few. Just show us. Now, I mean, Josh, you just got this. Have you been shooting it very often?
I mean, no. I probably, this gun specifically, like, my wife shot it a bit. I've shot it a little bit, but like less than like 500 rounds for sure.
So I am weaker with a pistol. Josh has practiced more on the pistol.
Well, I've probably practiced more on the close range.
Yeah.
In general,
Okay.
but you
still,
definitely have me on MP5 time for sure.
Well, you definitely have me on pistol time. I'll say that. So if I were to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is kind of a cadence that I would need to keep in order to nail a 25-meter target. Whereas Josh, I mean, smoked.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
and again, this is the difference. There are guys who are top-tier pistol shooters who can do that with a pistol. But
Sure.
the average person, even somebody who's well beyond average, I'm going to go ahead and say it, my skill set is above average. I can't do that with the pistol, but I can do it with the subgun.
Josh, I qualified expert as a pistol shooter in the military, all right? Don't worry about it. But no, I mean, still, the way you compensate for that is with rounds downrange. The harder pistol, you put rounds downrange in order to guarantee that performance.
Yep.
Whereas a PDW, you don't really need as much. I mean, you
have to have a baseline of training, but the ability to get back on the bike and go ride comes back within a mag.
Yeah,
It's immediate. It's so fast as compared to a pistol. I would have to be out here probably for a couple weeks of really getting back into pistol and training on it hard to be able to get back and rolling. So
like just case in point, like if we're talking about SF guys or special operations guys, counter-terror guys, the GIGN, the French GIGN, they would drop 200 or so rounds of 357 Magnum daily. That is daily. They would drop that.
Yep.
And from that, GIGN, specifically GIGN, has developed a reputation of being master pistoliers of the counter-terror units. In fact, they do the tir de confiance, where they put the little clay pigeon, and at 25 meters, they have a buddy wearing body armor with a clay pigeon, and they have to shoot that. But that is with 200 rounds daily of 357
crazy.
Magnum.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't have the time to do that. So in order for me to guarantee proficiency, I will cheat the Americana way and use my Maschinenpistole 5 and do the tir de confiance.
That stand is on its way out.
Wow, I mean, it could not withstand the greatness of the MP5.
The 9mm.
But all right, so what are some benchmarks that we could...
Well, let's just put an end cap on this really quick. Where is a situation where you're actually... the whole point of the handgun is that it's easy to conceal carry.
Sure.
Right? It's easy to have with you. This is much less. But you did already demo that it can fit in laptop-style bags, and that's something that you guys can debate as to the efficacy of whether or not you need to do that. What I can tell you is on the reg, I'm not rolling deep
No.
this.
I mean, I would say this, whether you need it or not, that's for you out there to speak of amongst yourselves, whether you see the situation dictate that you need it.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm talking to out there. But I would say if you were concealing a PDW, I found it far more useful to use a case that is not specifically just for the PDW. This is a laptop case. This is a nice Eagles Industries laptop case. But once I jam the MP5 in here with 4 magazines on the inside, that's it.
It becomes just an MP5 case.
Maybe I could put Skittles on the outside bag. That's it.
Right.
But
Whereas this is the VanQuest Addicts, right?
Yep.
This is a case where you could definitely fit both the MP5K plus a laptop.
Yeah, and now Josh's MP5K is a little bit more
girthy,
optimized for other things. So there's actually a back section right here. This is typically they use this for handguns. I don't think yours fits into this. Because you
no,
have...
I have to put it in the inside sleeve.
Yeah, so like for mine though, because if you compare the two, mine has I specifically did it for this reason. I flush fit the front. I used a flush front, so I have no suppressor attachment, and I flush fit the light, and I use a lower mount for the optic. The entire package is made to fit into smaller spaces like this. And a more useful way of carrying PDWs is obviously have it in the bag, but then the bag isn't just for the PDW. It's also here. You could actually carry other things. Well, there's other things in there. But the idea then is, it becomes a part of your EDC rather than it is your EDC.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, benchmarking. What can we do?
Dude, let's run a build drill real quick. You want to run down there, make sure that camera's still going?
All right, who's going first on the build drill?
All right. So, our timer has been zapped by the cold.
I could be your timer. I'll just beep and then we'll do it in post.
Okay. Why don't I try running a handgun build drill?
Okay.
And we can contrast it against a subgun build drill?
Okay.
All
So
right.
you want me to run subgun and you run handgun?
Sure, let's do that.
All right. So, you go first. I'll beep you.
Yeah, sounds
Shoot.
good.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Boop. All alphas?
No, I dropped a Charlie on the left. Maybe actually three Charlies. Oh, jeez.
No, those were clipped on the side,
Some
right?
right on the line, but actually mostly to the left. Let
Okay.
me just go double check real quick. Yeah, just off the line to the left.
Okay, look, cadence was actually really good, though. All right, well, let's go again. Let's drop it again. I was trying to be the gentler and kinder generation with you, Josh.
Well, here, you throw up the subgun run, contrast it, and depending on how we do here, I'll try a redemption on the handgun.
All right, 6 rounds.
It is 6, yep. You tell me when you're ready to go, and I'll give you the beep.
I'm ready.
Shooter ready, stand by. Nice little rat hole, but also some just off the left edge there. Just off the left edge, look at that.
And move the cluster to the right a little bit.
Please, easy on dropping the gun next to the mic.
Oh, my bad.
All right, 2 off the left. So I
Okay.
had 3 off the left, you had 2 off the left, and now we have
I'll
redemption.
just put it to the right. Okay, got it.
Just left the center, just
All
left
right.
the center. Help if I gas her back up. Okay.
Shooter ready. Stand by. Boop. Nice.
Still all tight. I think I still dropped one off the left, but
Dude, keep on dropping it to the left. Look.
Nonetheless.
It's just...
nonetheless, go ahead. We've got where we need to be.
You want me to just close it out?
Yeah, give us a fast one. You were pretty controlled on the last one. You had a little tiny baseball-sized group.
All right, I'll just go as fast as possible then.
All right, ready? Stand by. Beep.
My bad.
Sick. I mean, again, though, like you can see, as fast as you go, I was not going as fast as I could go. If I was going as fast as I could go, I would not be getting all basically Alpha Charlie center little zone hits. I just wouldn't.
I mean, that was as fast as I could go, and
Yeah.
I counted the wrong amount. Like, here I am, being Asian, I cannot count. Fast as you can? Oh, that's how you want to close it
I just
out.
have to get a hit. I mean, I can't look like a total scrub.
Can you see the steel?
Maybe the small one on the left.
Ready? We'll
Yeah.
close it out with a PDW run, yeah?
Nice. All right, guys. So remember, long story short, PDWs, really easy to get back on the bike. Handguns suck, so get out there and train more than we're doing.
Honestly, it just comes down to these things look cool. You look cool. That's it.
See you guys in the range.
Several 416, this is Steel 96, 4 Vic, 8 packs, Redcon 1, green to green. How copy, over?
Steel 96, this is Pepper 16, roger, over. 16, Steel 91, 1 pack, green, green, over. This is Pepper 16, roger, over.
16, Steel 92, 1 Victor, 2 packs, Redcon 1, over.